The Hourie House is the oldest same-family farm in Manitoba, but the house needs a new foundation. That's why the Hourie House was entered in a Canada-wide competition for money from the National Trust for Canada. The contest is called The Next Great Save. Museum staff and the family need your vote and support to win. And joining us now are the home's 5th and 6th family generation members, Debbie Ostopowich and Colin Hourie. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you're cousins, right? Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, tell us about your connection to the history of this home and what it has meant to you and your family over the generations.
Well, I grew up on the family farm, and when I was younger, like when I was in my early days, it was still here. It hadn't been moved to the museum yet, so it was kind of a playhouse for us. And there was an old log barn here as well. So yeah, I've always known about the house. I've always been told the history of it, so it means a lot to me.
Tell us a little bit about the history of the home.
So it was built in and around 1890. The farm was first settled in 1859, and they built a log house, of course, to start with. And actually have the axe, the broad axe that was used to shape the logs of both the log house and the barn, and also the beams underneath the house that's at the museum now. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool. Very cool that you still have it. Now there's a lot of history connected to the house as well, right?
Yeah, there's several generations were raised in that house, some of which are a few, I guess, are still alive. They're getting quite elderly, our Debbie and mine's aunts. But they grew up in that house, and they lived in that house until they moved out and got married. So yeah, it means a lot to them too. Lots of pictures. There's lots of stories around about it. Yes.
So much history that needs to be preserved. It is now located at the Fort Lorraine Museum, which means it still gets to be enjoyed by visitors, but it needs some help right now, doesn't it? Tell us about that.
Yeah, it sure does. They moved it about 50 years ago. They poured some cement and put it on a cement foundation. The beams underneath the house are still in great condition. However, they didn't do a very good job when they poured the foundation. Didn't go deep enough, so it's subject to frost heaves, so it moves up and down. So it needs a proper foundation. So it needs to be lifted up off that foundation and put on a new foundation that won't move. And that's a fairly expensive proposition.
Mm-hmm. Now you want Manitobans to get involved with this because you have entered it into a competition. Tell us about the competition, what the goal is, and what you're hoping we can do to help you.
Sure. We are part of the competition. There are 12 finalists left right now, and we're all competing for part of the prize money, which is $65,000 in total. There are 3 different prize levels, and we are looking for Manitobans to go on to the next great save and vote, because it is all determined by the number of votes who is going to be the winner. So we have got local support, and it's wonderful, but we need Manitobans to get behind this because we're falling behind in the numbers.
Yeah, you don't want to fall behind, and you can vote more than once, right? How does that work?
Yes, you can vote once a day per email address, and we've been busy.
I bet. Now, you're encouraging people to do what they can because this money will go a long way. Thank you so much, Debbie and Colin, for sharing this with us. We have a link on our website if you want to get on there and start the voting process. Thank you so much to both of you, and good luck.